back with more Buffy. This is episode 14 of season 6, and yeah, I'm very excited to carry on with this season, see what's going to happen as we kind of enter like the last like third-ish. And yeah, I'm really enjoying what they're doing with this season, and the way they're kind of testing and having all the different characters behave. You know, it's different and, you know, kind of very outside of the norm that we've seen, but I think it's still very grounded and believable for the characters to be going through what they're going through. So I'm still really invested in that, and I'm excited to see where things are going to happen now. You know, we had Buffy confiding in Tara about her relationship with Spike and the fact that she seems to have come back normal, but she's still not quite right within herself, I think, is the real problem as opposed to anything else. And yeah, I'm very intrigued as to exactly what's going to happen next, so only way to find out is to get right into the next one.
Willow promised to be on birthday patrol, so there's nothing left for us to do.
Oh no.
Okay,
Buffy's birthday.
So finish dinner, homework.
Who's going to die? What's going to happen? Must suck being lonely when you literally have a superhero sister. Oh, hi! Oh dear. Oh no.
I'd love to go with you, but I gotta finish this new shift schedule for the crew by tomorrow morning.
Sorry, it just looks like one of those nights, you know?
Aww.
Yeah.
Ask Tara if she can go.
Going on your own?
Did you pay for those things? Is that Anya's demon friend?
I'm really okay.
Look very similar, they have the same hair.
I wish I could just make them stop going away. We invited someone for you. A guy. For Buffy? Really?
Don't worry, it's not as
Ooh!
Right. Hey, you made it. Of course, sweetie. Is Spike coming? No.
He's come enough times, I think.
He still has...
I love Tara and Buffy's friendship. Like, it's precious.
You look... Thanks. I mean, great.
Oh.
I'm gonna get something to drink. Oh yeah, great. You should. You don't want to get thirsty.
Aw.
Hey, how did it... Yes, please.
Uh-oh.
Buffy, Richard?
Hey.
He was wondering where the best place was to park his car.
Let's see if he is a natural Richard, shall we?
I think he seemed cute.
I think he seemed cute.
I do understand these things. Yes, you do.
Oh no.
You know I'm in high school, right?
Shells my ass.
Done.
Oh yeah.
Do you like it?
I stole it!
It still has the security tag on it. Huh. That's so weird. Oh my god. Did you guys make this? Well, Xander did the building. I offered helpful suggestions while observing from a safe distance.
I mean, it does look very cool. Oh, I do feel bad that you kind of brushed off her gift, even if she stole it. It is Anya's friend, isn't it? She's being all weird and creepy.
Wish friend.
Yes! Uh-oh. Anya.
Buffy.
Oh my god.
Get you a soda pop? I had muscle cramp. You want to try poker? Still say it's weird without the kittens.
No kittens. As long as everyone's staying up anyway.
Must be some late night activities to keep us busy till morning.
How's that cramp, Spike? Still bothering you?
What? Oh.
Maybe you want to put some ice on it.
I like sassy Tara.
I don't know why I'm not leaving. Me either. Besides, Richie, you can't skip breakfast. Growing boy like you. Me, I used to love breakfast. In the old days, I probably would have eaten by now.
Of course, with that new
They're all
diet,
being forced inside, are they still?
in your mouth. I'll go.
I'll get the dough.
Fine.
Fine.
I'm actually trying to move right now. I know. I know. We all have places that we'd rather be.
Things would rather be doing.
Oh,
I think the first
Dawn
priority has
doesn't.
to be to find a way out. Sure. Of course you'll want to leave. Because being stuck in here with me, that would really suck, right? Oh, Donnie. It's just we've...
That's not what they mean. They literally have jobs in class. Oh, I mean, I get it, but on this one instance, I don't get it.
I'm glad you're trapped. How else can I get anybody to spend any time with me?
Oh, now come on.
Don, if you want us to spend time with you... I don't. Get out.
Then what do you want?
Get out, get out, get out!
Well, that's just going to ruin your voice, isn't it?
We have been a little busy lately. Hey, I don't want to keep you up.
I think magic's gonna be our best bet. Something general, you know?
Oh, fuck.
Cast a white net.
Tara can do it.
Well,
No, I'll do it. It's just, obviously I didn't bring any supplies.
We don't have any in the house. We got rid of everything. Actually, not everything.
Oh, Willow. At least she hasn't used them.
great.
But you should have told them that.
Release.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. At least it's not just Willow spells that go wrong, you know? Magic's just a funny thing. So now they're trapped in a house with him. Oh, Jesus. How does he fit through, like, small doorways? Oh no! Well, that was a Richard move. Looks like you're gonna have to rework that shift thing you were working out, Xander. Oh boy.
Xander?
Ugh, this guy's the worst.
Are you hurt?
It's okay. I'm okay, see? Shh, it's alright.
Oh.
Okay.
You okay? Do you care?
Dawn. I feel bad for you about the whole thing, for you being a bit of a brat. Be like this after you can all escape the house, you know?
What did you want?
Don't think even she knows.
Don, come on.
She didn't and did want them to talk to her.
You're not alone. Then why do I feel like this?
I just think we haven't thought
Oh,
of
it's
the
kind
right
of
way
like what Buffy was saying.
We're sitting here with an incredibly powerful witch. Much more powerful than you, Tara. I'm sorry. Only no one seems willing to say it.
Oh no.
I can't.
No, she's been doing so well.
It's not exactly true either. Not can't, won't.
You don't know how much I hate this. It's dangerous.
And so is all of us dying.
Well, look, I don't want to gang up on you.
Oh, I think Kazanya's kind of scared of mortality since she became human again. This is really getting to her.
I might not be able to stop.
Exactly.
Whose fault is that? You know, if you hadn't gotten so much of this in your system in the first place... Hey!
Oh no, calm down. Yes.
She said no, and that's it. You're not going to make her do something that she doesn't want to. And if
Whew.
you try, you have to go through me first. Understood?
Damn.
If you all aren't willing to get us out of this, then I will do it myself. I wish you would have
I wonder if that was what she was kind of like as a vengeance demon.
You didn't, by any chance, happen to express like a wish or something to her? Maybe just a little.
Wah, wah, wah.
Stop it! Anya, it wasn't.
She's gonna find all the stolen shit.
No!
Didn't she steal something of Anya's once? Oh no.
How could you do this?
I'd suggest getting some fresh air, but...
For crying out loud. Halfrick!
Oh. Oh. Fair.
Her pendant! Get her pendant! William.
Hey, wait a minute.
You guys know each other?
No.
Not really.
I thought vengeance demons only punished
You guys said
women.
she played Cecily, so is this actually Cecily as a demon?
Most of us.
I could hear her crying out everywhere I went in this town. It was unbearable. And none of you knew. You people deserve to be cursed. Enjoy
Ow.
your time together.
What did Clem do?
Come on.
Gamble
Next
kittens, I
time.
guess. Is she stuck inside now because she's in there? So now she's part of it.
It's the curse, Sally.
Crying out loud.
You played yourself.
Fine, the curse is lifted. We can all leave now.
Kept them so I didn't have to think about it. So I could focus on getting better. I get it.
Makes sense, but
I really do.
you could have at least told someone they were
It's hard
there.
to work without the net will.
Yeah. Or be like, hey Buffy,
Well, I don't
keep
think
these
I
things but don't tell me where they are, you know?
Get bad in there. You still said no.
Hey, we're making progress.
Oh, look at the stars.
Good party.
Look how they shine for you.
Grass, I can-
Now, young lady. Okay, pretty good episode overall, pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's like one of my favourites, but I still liked a lot of what was going on. I really liked how kind of claustrophobic they made it feel, and I think that kind of benefited from having so much of it even before the curse set in. You know, a lot of the episode was already set in that house, so we were very familiar with it already, and then we were kind of stuck there for the rest of the episode. So it was kind of cool that, you know, for most of it, you know, we had a few scenes in like Dawn's school. I think there was a bit in the magic box, and then a bit of Buffy patrolling at the start. But I think, you know, we had a lot of that just set in Buffy and Dawn's house. So I did really like how they reflected the events of the episode and the curse and everything, you know, by keeping so much of it kind of set in the house even before the curse started. I thought that was a very nice touch, because we were already very familiar with them, you know, having a party in that space even before we realised exactly what was going on and that they couldn't leave, and we as an audience couldn't leave either. You know, it's not like we have a storyline going on and then we cut to a subplot. So it's like, oh, we have a bit of a break from that location and those characters for a bit to watch a different subplot going on with some other people. But it was kind of just like one continuous plot for the entire episode. So I thought that was very well done. The fact that we didn't really have any like B or C plots exactly going on in the episode outside of like little character things, which I thought was very well done. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, for a Buffy birthday episode, I don't think it could have gone a lot worse. I would say, you know, I think Buffy's had more traumatic birthdays, particularly, you know, Surprise and Innocence, that two-parter. That's probably one she'd rather forget. Helpless was pretty bad as well. Was it A New Man in season 4? Was that Buffy's birthday around that time, I think? Then last season, I think Dawn found out she was the key. I think it was around then, wasn't it? So, you know, as far as Buffy birthdays goes, I think I'd rather be cursed to stay inside. I mean, literally, we're all cursed to stay inside right now in the world. So, you know, that would have been absolutely fine. But yeah, I did enjoy the claustrophobic feel and the setting and everything. I thought it reflected that really well. I think it's probably quite a challenge to keep an episode grounded in one place like this. And I think they did a great job of doing that. And I think that's why we had the sword demon person causing a bit of havoc, of course. And we had, what was it, Halfrek, is that her name? We had her kind of showing up. We had this Clem guy and Richard and Buffy's friend from work. I can't remember what her name was. You know, just extra characters that they could kind of focus on briefly just to kind of expand the runtime, I guess. We didn't necessarily need the Richard guy or the friend from work, but I think it was just a bit more of a distraction, so Dawn would feel even more isolated because there's more people around that are being given focus except for her. What even happened to Buffy's friend? I feel like we saw her when like cut to it being night again, and then maybe I just didn't really notice her in the background or when she left or anything, but I feel like we didn't really see her again after that. So like, what happened to her? Maybe I missed her leaving at the end, I'm not sure. But still, we didn't necessarily need those characters. Richard in particular felt a bit useless, but yeah, they were there. I guess it's okay, and they needed to kind of pan out some time. But yeah, I really enjoyed the focus on Dawn and her issues and what was going on with her. I love that they finally kind of found out that she'd been like stealing those things. I hope there's a bit more of a comeuppance to that. I hope, you know, it's not just going to be thrown under the rug or whatever. I'm sure she'll be paying back Kanye and everything as time goes on. But I feel like we still need a bit more of them actually talking about that storyline. If that happens off screen, I'd be a bit disappointed. So I hope they can continue on with that, and it will still give Dawn some story. But you know, we kind of saw her stealing things at the end of season 5, I think. So that's been quite a slow burn, that coming out. But I like that we finally know about that, and they really had an episode focusing, even if it's Buffy's birthday, they had the episode focusing on Dawn and her troubles. And you know, the fact that she's been feeling very lonely and stuff like that. And I think it's a storyline I think a lot of people, including myself, could relate to. So I did kind of feel for her in many aspects when she's being ignored and stuff like that. Particularly when Buffy kind of brushed off Dawn's gift, even if it was stolen. She kind of brushed that off when she got given the box thing from Zandvinania. And to be fair, that's a very, very cool thing. I really liked that. But, you know, she did kind of just like chuck Dawn's present out and like, oh, this is better. I'll focus on this instead. I felt bad for her then. The other times, you know, I don't blame her for the curse because she didn't know what she was doing. She kind of got tricked by a vengeance demon, you know, that's happened before. So I can't really blame her for the curse happening and everything, but I like how they're kind of reflecting that she doesn't want anyone to leave her on alone. She didn't want to be lonely anymore, and they were kind of forced inside. I really liked that idea. Nice little bottle episode kind of set up. So I did feel sorry for her at some moments, but there were some moments I think she was just being a bit of a brat. But she's also a teenager, and she's even younger than her teenage years anyway, because, you know, she was the key. So she's probably like a year old or something in human form. But yeah, I found that kind of interesting, focusing on that, even if there were a few moments I was like, come on, Dawn, you've gone a bit too much there, especially when you're stealing things and you should know that's wrong. That's kind of her way of getting attention, but I like that they kind of directly address that. And overall I do kind of feel bad for her. You know, the last episode, there was a really good scene with her and Buffy when Buffy was going to come clean about apparently killing that girl, and Dawn's like, you know, I know you'd rather be dead than be with me, basically. And that scene was really emotional and affecting, and I really liked that, and I could really understand Dawn's plight there. Here she just made a few bright comments. I was like, oh my god, you know, they don't know what's going on, and they literally had good reasons to leave her, and kind of, you know, they had work, or they had to go to class, or they had, you know, whatever, they had to do some slaying duties, and Dawn was kind of getting at them for that. You know, it's when you'd be like, oh, I haven't hung out with Dawn for a while, but I'm going to go to the cinema with my friends instead. That's when I'd be like, if Dawn was angry at her for that, specifically, I'd be like, yeah, I'm on Dawn's side there. But they actually, a lot of them did have their reasons in this one, and she was still kind of pissed at them, and that was like, come on. But I get it's kind of an accumulative thing, and even the little things are going to start to weigh down, you know, eventually. Sometimes, you know, you just snap, even at the littlest inconvenience. You're like, oh my god, you know, life sucks. So I kind of understand that, but she also was a bit of a brat at times. But overall, I still understand her plight, and I like that they kind of focused on that. And hopefully that's going to be a big step forward for them. Because, you know, a lot of relationships have been very strained this season. So hopefully Buffy and Dawn can kind of start repairing on that. And the fact that Halfrek, like, wanted to act on that anyway, because she, apparently her thing is going after, like, bad parents or something. The fact that she felt like she had to act and help Dawn because she could, like, hear her cries and stuff. I think it does say a lot, and, you know, you can't really deny Dawn was slightly mistreated if the vengeance demon, whose specialty is bad parents, wanted to step in. So I did feel for her, bratty comments aside, but I did like the focus on that and how that kind of all came about. And yeah, Halfrek, it was cool seeing her again. I didn't know if we would. I imagine she's probably uninvited from the wedding now, maybe. But I did enjoy that and her kind of presence, and I did kind of recognise her near the start. She had like the same hair and everything, and I even noticed like the pendant. I was like, that looks a bit evil. Should have guessed, really. So yeah, bringing her back into the fold, you know, setting her up. I think that was Double Meat Palace. I think she first appeared, so setting her up back there, bringing her back here. I thought that was really nicely done. And even bringing in characters like Clem and stuff who were very briefly seen. Just the continuity like that, I really enjoy. The fact that Spike does have like a social life outside of, you know, his relationship with Buffy or some of the Scoobies. And they kind of tried to show that with Buffy and her friend from work as well. So yeah, I liked everything with her and the curse and everything. I thought that was very well done. And the connection to Spike, people did mention that she played Cecily in Fall for Love last season. So I'm guessing because she called him William, that is actually Cecily, and she now became a vengeance demon, which is actually really cool. I like that a lot. And And the fact that Spike kind of just shrugged it off and was like, yeah, I guess we know each other, but a long time ago. I thought that was a nice little touch. You know, they didn't need to do that if they brought the same actress in. They didn't necessarily need to have it be the same character, but I thought that was a nice touch. So I'm assuming that's what it is, and I like that a lot. You can kind of add even more kind of substance then to Fall for Love. If you see how much she kind of mistreated William and kind of disrespected him at times in Fall for Love, and then she ends up punishing people who like disrespect kids and things. Kind of interesting. So I liked that, and her kind of role in things. And the Sword Demon, I like the design of him, the idea of him like becoming invisible and going through walls and stuff. I liked that. I think it was more just so they had kind of something to beat up when they were all stuck inside, and a bit of something to kind of fill the time when they were all stuck inside during the curse. But it's still an interesting idea, like it being trapped in the sword, and then the spell going wrong, Tara's spell going a bit wrong, and then boom. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. And speaking of Tara, since we're on the subject, I really liked her in this episode a lot. I've really loved her appearances in the last couple of episodes in particular. And I think you can see her like growing confidence, and the way she was like taking the piss out of Spike in this one. She stood up for Willow against Anya, which I loved. And she was kind of taking... You kind of saw it in Tabula Rasa as well, when they kind of all lost their memories. There was a time when Tara was kind of like leading the fold and like taking charge and like, oh, we're going to do this, we'll go this way, whatever. We're kind of seeing that again here, even though she has her memories, which is kind of cool to show her growing confidence. You know, Willow, you're not going to do the spell, I'm going to try it. You know, get your magic-y things and then do that. So I liked that. I like that Willow and Tara seem to be making some steps, because Tara, you know, she's a very empathetic person. She kind of understood Willow's reasonings for keeping a few things back. I do think Willow should have just given them to like Buffy and said, you know, hide these somewhere, even if it's not in the house, you know, just keep these aside just in case, you know, but don't tell me where they are. Or, you know, even give them to Dawn. She seems an expert at stealing and hiding things, but she probably should have done that. Probably would have been a better idea. But I did like that Willow wasn't just like, boom, easy as that, I've stopped doing magic now. You know, she had that big epiphany thing. She's like, I can name all magic, and it was just easy as that. I mean, I know she's like struggled and she's had the shakes and all that, and Amy didn't help that bitch. But I think it's good and right that it's not too easy. And she's like, oh yeah, you know, I did it first time, I haven't relapsed at all. I like that as kind of a test on that, and even Anya kind of saying, you know, you're a powerful witch, maybe you should try doing a spell again, and trying to force her into it. I love that Tara defended her from that. So just ongoing with Willow's recovery and more tests to that. I enjoyed the focus on that. And the big strides her and Tara seem to be making. I'm sure they'll find their way back to each other soon, which is cool. And yeah, Spike was Spike. I did like, you know, jealous Spike pretending he wasn't jealous. And Buffy and Spike had a nice little chemistry in this episode that I quite enjoyed, that side to their relationship again. And maybe this is going to be a good chance for Buffy to kind of step forward as like her role. It's basically, you know, a maternal figure for Dawn now. So I liked everything with those guys. And yeah, just some really, really good stuff with them. And I actually think the most interesting character for me in this episode, outside of Tara, would probably be Anya. Just the way it really seemed to get to her, being stuck inside all the time, and that spell. You know, before she was kind of like, oh, Widow's using too much magic. And in this pressured situation, it's like, Widow, you need to use magic. You know, you don't need to stop. You know, you have a choice here. And I think it makes a lot of sense for Anya to be the one who's really snapping. I loved Xander trying to talk her down, like trying to keep her calm. I thought it was really nice. I think that shows how nicely those two kind of go together. He can ground her at times. I know Halfrick kind of almost twisted it, but also didn't. Because I know there were some people who don't like that Xander always tries to correct Anya, but you know, she was very much a mix of a human and a demon when she was made mortal again. And I think that's why this spell really did get to her, because she's made huge strides, but she's still not, you know, doesn't understand everything about human feelings and how they should act and behaviours and stuff like that, and customs. And faced with mortality and faced with being stuck inside forever and like starving to death or whatever, she's terrified of kind of getting old and dying still. so I could kind of see why that was really getting to Anya, and I really liked seeing that side to her, and she was a bit snappy and stuff like that, and very, I don't know, passive aggressive, but also sometimes just aggressive, like when she was beating on the monster guy. And I kind of figured that may have been what she was more so like as a vengeance demon. I know we got a bit of it in The Wish with her, but that was kind of what she may have been like without the demon face on. So that was kind of interesting. I really like how the spell affected Anya. It's nice to kind of see her get a bit of focus in that way, and I really bought how the spell affected her. I thought that was really, really interesting. So yeah, we had a lot of good stuff going on, basically, with all like the little character moments. Even if I don't think we necessarily needed all those characters in there, it was a bit crowded. I definitely would have cut Richard out entirely. And I get why the friend from work, whatever her name was, is kind of there to kind of show Buffy having a life outside and stuff like that, and it's more people to kind of deflect away from Dawn, but I don't know, I probably would have got rid of them and then focus on the characters I actually care about, not one-offs basically. But still, we had a lot of good stuff going on, particularly like the character moments. I loved Tara, and you know, the ongoing Willow struggling with her addiction, and actually having extra things in there that she hid, and the focus on Dawn, and you know, the things she's been going through, and hopefully we continue to see them kind of try and make amends for that and work on that. And everyone finding out she's been stealing stuff, I hope it's not just like, oh, that's all sorted now, we're moved on. Hopefully we can continue to see, you know, we're exploring Willow's recovery from a bit of addiction. It seems Dawn kind of had one too, to like stealing stuff, so hopefully we can focus on that, and Buffy's kind of addiction to Spike too. So I liked all of that, and the whole idea of the curse, and like a bottle episode, very well done. And yeah, what happened to Anya in what the spell kind of was doing to her, the curse. It's interesting to see her be influenced by a vengeance demon and feel the effects of a vengeance demon's power. I think that's kind of interesting, and that might have been also what was kind of getting to her. Not that she knew it was a vengeance demon at the time, but I like that Anya kind of worked it all out and who it was. So yeah, that was really, really well done. I really did enjoy the effects on Anya, and Tara kind of really stepping up and growing in confidence, and she had a lot of good moments in this one as well. So those are probably my big takeaways of the episode. And yeah, it was just a nice little kind of bottle episode that wasn't just like a throwaway idea, you know, oh, what if we have them, you know, what if we have a whole episode set in the house and basically nowhere else. But it wasn't just that, you know, it's kind of like, once more with feeling, it's not just a musical episode, it's Buffy revealing that, you know, she was in heaven, and Giles weighing up, should I leave, and Tara finding out that Willow wiped her memory, and how she kind of been manipulated in that sense. And you know, we had this Buffy kiss at the end, so it's kind of, we also have plot moving forward with this. So I think Anya has some very interesting stuff, and Willow and Tara seem to be making progress towards finding their way back to each other. We found out, you know, Dawn's been stealing and everything. I really like that they can do like gimmicky episodes, and I say that very, very lightly, because I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with doing a gimmicky episode. But it also moves the plot along, and it's not just like a throwaway idea. So I really liked that a lot. And yeah, just the chaotic energy I thought was done very well. I thought the performances by everyone were really great in this one. And yeah, I think it just added a whole extra layer of complexity to Anya for me, seeing how that spell really got to her, and potentially being faced with mortality and death. And she just wants to get married, she just wants a wedding, and if she's going to die before her wedding, there would have been hell to pay. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed everything they had going on with this episode. I thought it was a really cool little idea. While it wasn't like one of my absolute favourites, we had a nice lot of character moments, and focus on Dawn was done very, very well. And yeah, good episode overall, and that's going to be it for this reaction. I think the next one is going to be Buffy again. I think it's the next episode of that, so that's 15, episode 15? Yeah, so that's going to be my next reaction. We're going to be carrying on with Buffy, and yeah, until next time, thanks for watching.